So let's go ahead and find a seated posture. Actually, we're going to have the legs open, so you're welcome to sit up again onto a blanket or bolster or something like that and have a couple of blocks nearby. And we're going to go ahead and start with the therapy balls here. Go ahead and take them out of the tote. And we're just going to take one therapy ball, have your opposite hand kind of interlace over top of that hand, and we're just going to massage around the palm here, or wherever feels good to you. Just kind of concentrate on whatever part of the palm or the hand that feels good. Just kind of giving the hands some love, the tissues here. And then from here, let's go ahead and maybe kind of going along the pinky edge of the hand and then pulling the ball back. So we're extending the fingers back gently. So kind of pulling the ball back through all the fingers. You may have to just do like a few or a couple at a time. And then just rest your hand down and we'll pin and spin. So take the therapy ball and just rest it, find some skin, and then spin it around. This can be a nice relief for the superficial layers of tissue here. And you can even do it right over your fingers or your knuckles, near the wrist, whatever feels good for you there. And then you can go right up the arm here as well. So let's go right up the forearm. So again, you want to press down and then spin so that you can grab some of that skin and twist it around a little bit. You can even do it here on the underside if you've got, sore triceps or anything like that. Or if you can find the skin kind of around your elbow, kind of twist that up as well. Just exploring there what feels good for you. And then go ahead and stretch your fingers here, especially between the forefinger and thumb, and just kind of press that gently over the ball. And let's go ahead from here, take the opposite ball, and we'll do the same thing with the other hand. And if you want to, even just kind of take a moment resting your hands down and closing the eyes down, just notice any changes or any sensations that you might feel, any differences here. And then we'll move on to the other side whenever you're ready. Again, we'll just massage around the palm. Just rolling around, massaging whatever feels good here. You can go towards the pinky edge of the finger or the pinky edge of the hand. And go all the way around here. And then let's go ahead and pull the fingers back. So rolling the ball back. So we're extending, finding that extension through the joints of the fingers here. And then go ahead and take your ball on top of the hand again, pin and spin. And grab some skin there and twist it around over the fingers, over the hand. And tuning into your breath here as you do this as well, of course. Moving towards longer, smoother exhales. Starting to connect here right away. Like I said, if you do start to feel your low back rounding, make sure to pull the flesh out from underneath and sit nice and tall on your prop or on the ground there. Do the underside of the forearm and get maybe into the elbow a little bit. So finding any loose skin and then pin and spin on it. Again, if you have sore triceps, you can go right up the arm and pin and spin on that. Again, this is more to just release the superficial layers. Some people find it's helpful for arthritis or carpal tunnel or tennis elbow, things like that, to kind of loosen that up in that way. So let's go ahead from here now, go ahead and place the therapy balls back into the toes. And we'll place the blocks here stacked on top of each other. So facing you maybe on a diagonal so it's long, or so that you can go along the long edge of the block here. So we can interlace the fingers here again with the opposite hand and then sort of just drive along the pinky edge of the forearm here, the outer edge, the pinky side. And this is more of a plowing motion where you're drawing it back kind of nice and lightly, and then we're digging in, plowing in towards the elbow. So we go back to the wrists and then gently dig, massage towards the elbow. And then I like to turn my palm facing up, so you still have a little bit of extra pressure with that top hand, top arm. Again, guiding from your wrist to your elbow with the palm now facing up. Going all the way back into that elbow if it feels good for you there. And then from here, we'll do sort of a rocking motion. So maybe we'll start at the wrist. So maybe we'll pull the therapy balls back here towards the bottom edge. And then as we start at the wrist, kind of make our way up the arm, rocking internally, externally, rotating from the shoulder. And then if you run out of space there, you can kind of pull back and start at the middle of your forearm there and then make your way back up as you sort of roll down towards the elbow again. And then you might find that there's a special spot that feels like you need a little bit more attention or that feels good to you. And you can just stay right on that spot for a few deep breaths. Or you can do like a micro scroll if you find a patch of muscle or tissues there that are enjoying this. I'll just take a few more breaths here. Go ahead and feel free to explore on your own or go back to whatever scrolling or resting and compressing, whatever feels good to you. If you want to make your way into that elbow a little bit, dig in there, kind of exploring what feels nice or needed. May not feel nice always. All right. And then from here, let's go ahead and just rest again our hands on top of our thighs, closing the eyes here. Just take a moment and rooting down to grow tall. Just notice any sensations you might feel. Tuning into subtle energy. Any shifts. Tuning into breath. Maybe taking a couple of deep, slow breaths. Emptying out slowly and completely with each exhale. Gradually allowing yourself to receive more fully with the inhales. Maybe sighing out, open the mouth. And then from here, let's go ahead and switch over to the other side. So you might angle your blocks a little bit on a diagonal. And again, we'll start, interlace the fingers here. We'll start at the wrist on the pinky edge, the pinky side of the forearm, and just scroll. Actually, again, we're plowing up the arm there, or up the forearm towards the elbow. And again, just adjust where, if you need to, where the block is in relation to your body so that you're able to do this comfortably. And again, you can try and move more slowly towards the elbow. Let's see if we can get into any tissues there as well, or around there. Let's go ahead and turn over the palm to face up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, and slowly scroll on the back side. Even try to angle it more towards the inner edge by externally rotating the shoulder just a little bit, kind of feeding into it that way. And again, here, feel free to try the rocking and internally, externally rotating as you scroll. Again, just adds a little bit. And you can go as slowly as you like here. So slowly kind of just investigating if there's any place to rest and compress that is in need or feels like it may benefit to stay there. Again, listening to your body and listening with your breath. Allowing your breath to help you also here. Help you connect and ground and to tune in to what is truly needed. Moving towards an audible oceanic breath is also nice and helpful. Lots of great benefits for the body and the nervous system, endocrine system, the hormones. Utilizing that breath, that audible oceanic breath. Feel free to move towards that as well. And again, just taking your time here, exploring what feels good for you. All right, and then go ahead. We'll remove the therapy balls there and the blocks. Let's take a moment. Notice what you feel. Take some deep, slow breaths. Allow yourself to release completely with each exhale, slowly and completely. And then gradually allowing yourself to receive more fully with each inhale, expanding a little bit more. You can inhale a little more and maybe even pause, find stillness before the exhale. And a little pause, finding stillness at the bottom of the breath. And then continue breathing slowly and smoothly. All right, wonderful. From there, we'll go ahead and bring the legs back in, shake them out. or rock onto your sits bones if that feels good for your hips, whatever you feel like you need. And then we'll take your therapy balls out of the tote here. And feel free to take this up to the wall if you like. We're just going to do some scrolling along the spine, help lubricate and energize wake up our bodies a little bit here. So right along your spine here, if you have loose shirt on, you can tuck it into the front of your shirt, or even better, if you have a sports bra on, you want to just take the shirt off. You can roll right on the skin, which is the most beneficial because these therapy balls have that grip and grab, which will also affect the tissues in a certain way as well. So from here, you'll take the therapy balls on either side of your spine around the low back area, and then just slowly scroll up and down here if this is okay for your neck and shoulders. If it's not, go ahead and take this to the wall, and you would just bring your feet out away from the wall and bend and straighten the knees. So have your feet apart and out away from the wall enough that you're tracking knees over toes, and you can lean back into the wall to add more pressure to these tissues here, or more compression. But as you go to if you do this on the wall, you definitely have more control over that. Just make sure that the feet are wide enough apart and further out enough away from the wall that you can bend and straighten your legs there safely. And just take a couple more scrolls up and down this area here. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and place these off to the side of you onto the tote. That'll help keep them from rolling around as well. And we'll just go ahead and lay back onto your box. Wiggle the sits bones apart, pulling the flesh out from underneath you here, feet about hip distance apart. And we're going to take those therapy balls back underneath you, but this time a couple of inches below the neck, right up here in your shoulders, along your spine. Right up in the shoulder area, and go ahead and interlace the fingers behind the head, supporting the weight of your head with your hands. So feel the weight of your head just rest into your hands. There's no work going on there in your neck. And then we'll bring the feet in closer to you, and then just roll the therapy balls just, like I said, it should be about 1.5 inches to 2 inches below the neck, and then let your head rest back down onto the mat. So your head can rest comfortably down, and then bring the arms down by your sides. Make sure the feet are hip distance apart and the toes are slightly angled in with the heels slightly out. That's going to help to keep our knees tracking over toes, and also keep us from over externally rotating and taking over with our glutes. Okay, so we want to be using glutes, hamstrings, and inner thighs for this. We're going to press down into all parts of the feet and just slowly stretch your arms up. So we're not going to go all the way up just yet, just the arms up and back on the inhales. And then as you exhale, slowly bring the fingertips towards the ceiling and back down. Again, deep, slow inhale all the way up overhead behind you. And nice, slow, deep exhale back down by your sides. Let's try that once more. Deep, slow inhale, reaching up and back. And exhale. If and when you feel ready, we can add the hips and the legs to this. So pressing down into all parts of the feet, lifting the hips as you reach the arms back. And as we exhale, slowly come back down. And deep, slow inhale, pressing into all parts of the feet. Keep the inner thighs hugging towards each other. And then exhaling back down. Last time, root down through your feet. Inhaling, lift the hips, hug the inner thighs. Exhaling, slowly down. From here, we'll interlace the fingers back behind the head again. And then just kind of do a little micro scroll. So like about 1 inch up and down, scrolling a little bit here. in that shoulder area. Again, still guided along your spine or just outside of your spine here on either side. Just kind of get up into the shoulders, however feels good. And then make sure they stay touching along the spine, and you can always reposition them if you need. We'll bring the feet a little closer to you as you push down. Scroll down the back a little bit so that the therapy balls get more towards the rhomboids or between the shoulder blades, and then see if you can let the head rest back down on the ground here again. So see if from here we can bring the arms down by your sides and maybe do like an angel, like a snow angel with the arms going up overhead and then back around down by your sides. If you have some obstruction there, that's okay. You can bend your elbows and go overhead, making a diamond shape, and then keep your elbows bent down by your sides. But if you have the space, let those arms face long and stretch out as far as feels good. Again, just like you're doing a snow angel here. Whenever you're ready, once more, we're going to bring the hands behind the head, weight of the head in the hands, and use your feet. So bring your feet close to you to scroll down, up and down, about an inch up and down. If that feels good, if that's too much, just maybe do a little scroll and then rest. A couple breaths, a little scroll and then rest. Or just rest and compress wherever you need it. So again, feel free to go even just below that point a little bit. Just make sure you're not going all the way down to those bottom ribs or those floating ribs. But you can go below, just at below the tips of the shoulder blades is fine. And not going too far beyond that. And then you can slowly make your way back up towards the shoulders or whatever feels good for you. You can even do sort of like this rhomboid kind of ringing out, is moving side to side if you want. But feel free to explore on your own as well. Keeping along the spine here though. You can go back up to the shoulders or stay wherever feels good for you. You can do this sort of a lean from side to side. If you like, just make sure all of you don't get any hairs caught under there. This feels quite nice actually if you go right up by your shoulders here and put the hands behind the head and then like you're trying to do like a side crunch, side to side. So this is that one that we would do with our head on the blanket, and we just move laterally moving the spine from side to side. So there's no twisting, it's just a reach from side to side. Yeah, that feels nice on the shoulders. So whenever you're ready, you can take the therapy balls out from underneath you. Just take a moment here, bring your fingertips here behind your neck. We'll do that nice massage with the therapy balls for the neck at the end of practice. That sort of puts you out, takes me out at least. So we're gonna just massage the neck with the fingers though. Just kind of loosen up any residual tension. And again, help to warm up and lubricate those tissues and joints in that area. So whenever you feel ready here, we'll go ahead and slide the hands underneath the lower back again. And widen the feet apart about that distance apart, and windshield wipe your knees from side to side. This time we're going to go to one side and stay here as we turn the head gently to the other side, relaxing that. Couple breaths there. And we'll inhale back up through center, head to through center, and then knees to the opposite side, and head turns again in the opposite direction of the knees. Relaxing the neck here as much as we can. Nice deep breath. And then slowly come back to center when you're ready. And then from here, let's go ahead and hug the legs in. Just maybe a little rock from side to side again. Holding onto your knees. And then we'll circle your knees around here slowly. You can make this circle as small or as big as you like. And then circle around the other direction as well. Help get everything warmed up here. All right, and then whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and roll over onto your side and push yourself up. And then we'll come onto your hands and knees here. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, pressing into the finger pads and sending knees or hip distance apart as well. We're going to send the inner thighs up and back as we inhale, look up between the brows. And as we exhale, we're going to curl the toes under, slowly stretch up and back to a downward facing dog, actually to a bear pose with the knees bent. Stretching the shoulders here, hips are high. The heels don't have to be on the ground. Actually, with your knees bent here, they're going to naturally be lifted. And then go ahead and walk ourselves towards the center of the mat or towards the front of your mat and just meet the hands and feet together here so that we're folding forward. From here, we're going to bend into your knees and slowly ragdoll up vertebrae by vertebrae. So let your arms hang heavy, chin in, slowly, slowly rolling through your spine, rooting down through your feet so that strengthen your core, and then roll your shoulders up as you inhale. Exhale, back and down. Again, deep, slow inhale, up by the ears. Exhale, back and down. From there, we'll go ahead and turn your head to one side, release the neck. Inhale, center. Exhale, turning the head to the other side. Inhale, center. And exhale, pressing down through your feet. We're going to inhale, lift all 10 toes up off the ground. Exhale, spreading 10 toes back into the earth. Again, spreading the toes, inhale, lift them up. As we exhale, spread them back down into the ground. So really feel your center of gravity. Inhale, lifting the 10 toes up. This time as you exhale, we press down so much that there's nowhere else to go but up onto your tippy toes. And then back down. Inhale, toes up. Exhale, press down into the toes, all the way down, down, down until the heels lift up and lower. Good. Let's go ahead and turn the head to one side once more. And over to the other side. Okay, we're going to bring the chin back in towards the throat, slowly rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae. Bend your knees a lot here. And let your arms hang heavy, your head hangs heavy. Bend, bend, bend like you're sitting in a chair. All right, and then separate your feet a little wider apart, not too wide. Hold on to your opposite elbows, and we're going to shift the weight from side to side. So we're going to shift and sway. Sway from one side to the other. Let your head hang heavy, your arms hang heavy. Again, bending the knees as much as you need to, but shifting that all the weight over from one side to the other. And whenever you're ready there, let's go ahead and relax your arms down towards the ground again with the knees bent. And then hang your head gently side to side, shaking no. And then gently up and down, yes. And then again, rooting down through both feet as you slowly ragdoll up, chin in, vertebrae by vertebrae. Your deep breaths here. And then shoulders can come up by the ears and exhale. Release back down one more time. Inhale up at the ears. Exhaling. From here, we're going to inhale, reach up, palms up overhead, palms to prayer, and exhale, hands behind the head. Look up, keeping the belly in, rooting down through the feet as we inhale back up towards the sky, and exhale towards the third eye and the heart center, bow, forward fold. Release. From there, we're going to bend into your knees like we're going to draw up with our hands energy from the earth, and inhale, draw it all the way up the center of the body. Flip the palms over, and then exhale, big circle around yourself. Bend into the knees again. And inhale, drawing up the center. Inhale a little more as you press up. Exhale. Bend the knees. Interlace the fingers this time. Inhale, root down to lift up. Palms flip up, reach and stretch. Exhale. Release. Back down. Inhaling. Let's go ahead and bring the feet hip distance apart, halfway to lift with a flat back. Exhale and deepen your fold. Root down through both feet as you inhale, root to rise up. And as we exhale, hold your right wrist up and pull up and over to the left, pressing into your right foot here as well. Then inhale, come back through center, pulling your left wrist upward as you root down through that left foot, come up and over. Side stretch. Inhale, back up through center. As we exhale, we're going to bring your right arm underneath the left, cross the elbows, and then your hands. Maybe pressing the palms towards each other, or you could hold onto your opposite shoulders there. We're going to inhale so we can reach the elbows towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, again, we're going to bend into the knees. Sit back in your chair and bow forward, fold. Tuck the chin so that you can breathe in that space between your arms here. Deep cleansing breaths. And let your upper body hang in a way that it feels good to stretch your upper back and your shoulders here. A couple more breaths. And feel free to take a nice cathartic out through the mouth whenever it feels good. In a way that feels good for you. One more time. Then release the arms here, interlace the fingers behind your body here in Yoga Mudra. Stretch the shoulders, again, bending the knees as much as you need to. And you can actually just rest on your thighs here as well. And stretch those shoulders gently. Not too much, not too little. And release. From there, inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Let's press the thigh bones back, lift the belly button towards your spine. Let's come to the top of your mat here too, if you're not already at the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, scoop the belly in, thigh bones back, heart reaches forward. Exhale and deepen your fold. Inhale one more time, lengthen, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Let's go and come onto your fingertips, step your left leg back into a nice deep lunge. Left hand underneath you, right arm toward the sky. Let's pull, so you're on your left fingertips. Let's pull that right outer hip in and back. Take a moment here, expand and widen your chest. Another deep breath, lifting up out of the shoulder, out of the wrist, on those fingertips. Exhale, or your fist there works too. Back to center. From here, we're going to spin your back heel down and slowly rise up to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Make sure you're heel to heel aligned. And then feel the inner thighs lengthen long, pressing into the outer edge of that back foot, lifting the inner arch. Inner thighs going long away from each other. Outer thighs plugging into the hip sockets. Let's inhale, stretch the right arm towards the sky, stretch the right side of your body. And as we exhale, we're going to cartwheel the arms down, turn the back leg in. Let's lower that back knee. Come onto your, on the top of your foot there, or uncurl the toes. And then if and when you feel ready, inhale to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Lift up through the heart center and the belly. Exhale. From here, come onto your fists. So the big cinnamon roll of your fist pointing forward, the little cinnamon roll is pointing back at the back of your mat. You're going to inhale to plank pose. Lengthen tailbone down. Exhale, lower the knees. Uncurl the fists, spread the fingers out wide. Inhale, send the inner thighs up and back, look up between the brows. And as we exhale, we're going to come down onto your forearms. Okay, and then from here again, inhale, press into your forearms and your fingertips here, lengthen. And as we exhale, we're going to press up into a downward facing dog, or actually a dolphin here on your forearms. Stretch it out. Lift up your shoulders like you're trying to lift them up towards your ears. Protracting the shoulder blades, externally rotating the shoulders as well, turning them out. The fingers stay pointing forward, forearms stay pointing straight forward. Another deep breath here. And exhale, lower the knees. From here, we're going to just walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. All right, back to the top. And then we inhale, come up, we lift flat back. Inner thighs up and back, and exhale. Deep in your fold. Rooting down through your feet. Inhale, root to rise up. Reach up to the sky and exhale, arms down by your sides. Again, deep inhale, reach up towards the sky, lift the heart. Exhale, let's come right down the center, bow forward, fold. Inhale onto the fingertips, halfway lift or halfway up on your thighs. Exhale, deep in your fold here. Reverse swan dive again, root down, inhale, rise up. This time as we exhale, we're going to point the index fingers. So in Kali Mudra, thumb over top and pointing index fingers to the sky. So on your next breath, inhale, lengthen. And as we exhale, press into your left foot and reach up and over to your right side. Hip square. Inhale, come back through center, root down into your right foot as you come up and over to your left side. The hips and shoulders square. Inhale one more time, lift up through the heart center. This time, exhale, bring your left arm underneath the right, crossing elbows and wrists. So again, from here, we inhale, lift up the heart center, elbows to the sky. Exhale, we bend the knees, bow forward, fold. Tuck the chin, deep cleansing breaths here. Again, with a intent to really release and stretch through that upper back, the shoulders. Just let go here. And relax the lower back by bending into those knees even more as you need to. One more deep breath, maybe a nice ha out. Ha. Release the opposite forefinger and thumb on top. Deep breath here, stretch the shoulders. Exhaling. Knuckles towards the sky or way out in front of you if it feels good. But again, listen to your shoulders, listen to your breath and what your body is telling you. With your next exhale, we can release the arms. Inhaling, halfway rise with a flat back. Again, you're at the top of your mat. Exhale deep in your fold. Let's step that right leg back into a deep lunge. Huge step back, and you're on your right fingertips here. Pull the left hip in and back as you stretch the left arm up. And we expand, open through the heart space and the chest. One more breath here. Your open twist as you exhale, lower down. Spin that right heel down, toes out to the side. As we inhale, come up to Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Again, we're heel to heel aligned. We're going to get nice and low. Feel the inner thighs stretching long. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. So you feel the stretch through the outer leg line, or the outside of the leg, but also the lift of the inner arch of the foot. Feel the outer thighs plug back into the hip sockets again. Deep breath here. When you're ready, left arm towards the sky. As you inhale, stretch the left side of your body. Good. And as we exhale, we're going to cartwheel the arms down. Turn in that back leg and lower that back knee. Uncurl the back toes. Inhale if you like, come up on Trikonasana, low lunge. And as we exhale, step back down to on your hands. We're going to press into the fists again. So the big cinnamon roll is facing forward. And we step the left foot back to plank pose, inhaling in plank. Pressing into those fists, lift the upper back towards the ceiling. One more breath. And exhale onto the knees. We're going to lower onto the forearms here right away. Spread the fingers wide. And actually, let's go ahead and bring the knees back and lower the hips down. So we're going to bring the elbows forward if you need to, underneath the shoulders, point through the toes, lengthen the legs long, and take a nice deep inhale here. Look up between the brows in a Sphinx pose. As we exhale, let's go ahead and keep the hips down on the ground and tuck the chin, rounding through the upper back and neck. Again, tailbone down into the earth, belly lifts as you inhale, look up between the brows. And exhale, curling, using your core, hugging the midline, keep the hips down. Inhale from here. This time we'll exhale. See if you can gently look back. If you need to bring your shoulder forward a little bit, you can. Or the opposite shoulder forward. Inhale back to your center. Exhale so you can look back the other side. Again, if you need to bring the shoulder forward, you can a little bit. Inhaling back to your center. Exhale. Let's go and press up onto those forearms and onto your knees. Send those knees forward or walk them forward. Still pressing into your fingertips and your forearms. We're going to press up into your dolphin pose. Slow, deep breaths here. Long and smooth. So again, really strong through your shoulders by pressing into the forearms to lift, as if you're trying to lift your shoulders up towards your ears, but still externally rotating, turning them out at the same time. And whenever you're ready, lower the knees. And come onto your fingertips, walk the feet forward. And again, fold. Next deep inhale, lengthening halfway lift. Exhale and deepen your fold. Root through the feet. Inhale, root to rise up, lift the heart center. Palms to prayer. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Let's come to Tadasana for a moment. Closing the eyes down. Feel the connection through your feet into the ground. Rooting into the earth again through all parts of the feet, and just notice what you feel as you breathe and connect. Plugging in. Inhaling again, root down, reach up to the sky, palms to prayer. Exhale, let's come right down the center to third eye, and then the heart center as you bow forward. Bow to the earth. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, deepen your fold. Go ahead and step the left leg back once again into a deep lunge, huge step back. Onto your left fingertips, right arm to the sky, open twist. Lift that back knee towards the ceiling. So we lift the core and then slowly come down. Spin the left heel down. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. But again, if you need to, wiggle that foot forward, get nice and low. Feel the outer edge of that back foot rooting down. Feel the inner thighs grow long. Right arm towards the sky as we inhale, stretch it up. This time as we exhale, we're going to bend into that right elbow, stretch the triceps. Keep your belly hugging in towards your spine. You're welcome to wrap your left arm around your back and maybe grab your right thigh, the top of your right thigh. Or you could also try to bind the hands together if that's available to you today. If not, don't worry about it. Hug that belly in. Deep, slow breaths. Inhaling here. As we exhale, we're going to release the hands. Bring that left arm out behind you and do bring your right side towards your right thigh like you're doing a crunch. Inhale, come back up. Open through the chest. Exhale, like you're doing a crunch. But inhale, as you come back up, bring both hands behind the head. Interlace the fingers, pull the back of the neck up. Exhale, side crunch to the right. Inhale again, belly in. Exhale, your little core workout here. Inhale here. Exhale. Last time as we inhale. Exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. We can bring the back foot in a little bit if you need to. We're going to reach forward, hug the hips in to lean back, and come into your Utthita Trikonasana triangle pose. So pull the belly in. Make sure we're not locking that knee. So we lift, micro bend that right knee a little bit if you need to. Lift up. through your core. Look down, gaze down if you need to. Belly in. One more breath here. From there, we're going to use your core to bring the right side back up. Keep your legs straight as you inhale to your reverse Trikonasana. You can bring forefinger and thumb together, stretch. Exhale, bend the front knee to cartwheel the arms down, turn in that back leg right away. Lower that left knee down. Let's go ahead and uncurl the back toes, come back to Anjaneyasana, low lunge again. Inhale, lift up through the heart center, belly in. And exhale, fold. From here, if you'd like to bring that back foot, so we're leaning forward as much as we can while keeping the right knee aligned with the heel. We're leaning forward so you can bring that left foot towards you. Some of us might feel a really big stretch here in the hip flexors and the hamstrings already. Or if you want a little more, you can also see you can reach back with that right hand for the left heel. Drawing the belly in towards your spine, tailbone down. Hug your midline like you're trying to pull your thigh bones together. One more deep breath here. And exhale, releasing from there. Let's go ahead and lift up that back knee. Come onto your fists again. Pressing into those fists firmly. Step your right leg back to plank pose. Inhaling plank, hugging the midline. Exhale, lower the knees. Come onto your forearms, spread through the fingers, nice and wide. And then we're going to send the hips back, or the knees back and the hips down. Back into your sphinx. Lengthen the legs long and strong, pressing into the tops of the feet. As we inhale, lengthen through your spine, lift the heart. Exhale, curl the belly in. Use your core. Inhaling, lengthen, lift your spine. This time we're going to really use the core as we exhale. Curl the toes under and lift your core up into your forearm plank. Couple breaths here. And then slowly lift your hips up, walk your feet forward into your dolphin pose. Deep cleansing breaths. Hug that belly. Feel that scoop deep in your low belly in your core. Scooping, lifting in and up. Slow, deep breaths. Now from here, staying in your forearm plank, root down through your hands as well and your fingertips. We're going to bring your left leg towards the ceiling in three-leg dog. Inhale. As we exhale, bring your left knee towards the left shoulder and then back in towards your chest. Inhale, back up to three-leg dog. Let's stay here. Exhale, back to your dolphin. And lower the knees. Come onto your fingertips again as we step forward between the hands. Deep in your fold, relax your neck. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, inner thighs, lifting up and back. Exhale, deep in your fold. Root down, reverse swan dive, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up, palms together. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Again, deep inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's come right down the center again to the third eye and then the heart center. So bow to the earth, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine on your fingertips or on your thighs. Exhale, fold. Right leg back to a deep lunge, big step. Right hand underneath you on your fingertips, left arm up towards the sky. Pull that outer hip in and back. Open twist. So we want to feel again the twist and the work happening deep in your low belly, in your core, and the sides of your body are long, the spine is free to spiral. And then release the hand down. Spin that right heel down. Toes are pointing out. So we inhale to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Again, wiggle that foot forward as we get nice and low, pressing into the outer edge of that back foot. Deep, slow breaths here. If and when you feel ready, left arm towards the sky as we inhale, stretch the left side of your body. As we exhale, bend that left elbow, hug the belly in, staying here. Pushing the back of the head into the arm a little bit. Remember, you can stay here or you can wrap the right arm around the back and maybe even grab your front thigh. Stay low in your lunge. Or some of you might like to see if you can find a bind or reach your hands towards each other. Chin and head back slightly. Keep those inner thighs stretching long away from each other, so externally rotating. Another deep breath here. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to bring that right arm out on the diagonal behind you. Left elbow towards your left knee, using your core. Inhale, back up. And again, exhale. This time, bring your right hand behind your head. Inhale, interlace behind your head and pull the back of the neck up. Open the chest. Exhale, so try to keep those elbows out wide. Inhale, elbows out wide away from each other, opening your chest. Exhale, without splaying out the ribs. We inhale, stretch wide. And exhale, last time. And inhale, coming back up. Exhale, release and stretch that front leg. You can bring the back leg in, back foot in just a little bit. So we're really standing, our legs are underneath us. Reach through your left side as you hug the hips in and back. Lean back to come into your Utthita Trikonasana. Remember, you can gaze down. Relax your neck wherever it feels best, or looking straight forward or up. Use your core. Keep those side obliques nice and strong here. Navel to spine. Breathe deeply. Beautiful. From there, root down through both feet. As you inhale, keep the legs straight as you reach the left arm up. Reverse Trikonasana. Reach up and back. And as we exhale, we're going to bend that front knee. Come all the way in, turn it in. Lower that right knee down and curl the back toes. Inhale, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Lift the heart. Exhale, hands down when you're ready. Let's go ahead and come onto your fists again. Inhale to plank pose, step it back. Plank nice and strong. Exhaling here. Inhaling, lengthen. As we exhale, lower the knees. We're going to keep elbows above the wrists, so keeping your fists lower halfway, hold. Inhale, push it up. Exhale, halfway, hold. Inhale, push it up. So we're still on those fists. Exhale, halfway, hold. Inhale, press up. Exhale, halfway, hold. And then come all the way down. We're going to come onto your forearms here. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread through the fingers again. Tailbone down towards the ground. And so we press into the tops of the feet. Lift the belly. Lift the core in and up. Inhaling here. Exhaling again if you like. Look around behind you. Inhale through center. Open the heart. Exhale, look around. Relax your neck behind you. Inhale back to center. As we exhale again, really strong core. Curl the toes, lift the belly up first, and then lift your hips and your thighs. Use your core. For 3, keep your gaze slightly forward, but relax your neck. So if you need to look down, that's fine. 2. One more deep breath here, hugging that belly in. 1. Walk your feet forward into your dolphin pose, your dolphin, sort of like a down dog, but on your forearms. Deep cleansing breaths here. Now really press into those forearms. Try to lift those shoulders up. Protracting them. Externally rotating them. If and when you feel ready, right leg's going to go up towards the ceiling in 3-leg dog, up on your toes. Sorry, not on your toes. You're going to keep your heel towards the earth. Exhale, right knee towards your right shoulder, and then into your chest. And then back up as you inhale your 3-leg dog, or 3-leg dolphin, I guess. Exhale, lower the foot, lower the knees. Whew. Come onto your fingertips, and then walk it forward. Forward fold. Deepen your fold here as you inhale, lengthen your spine. Flat back. Exhale and deepen your fold. Root down through both feet. Inhale, root to rise up. Lift up through the heart center. And then exhale. Arms down, Tadasana. Notice what you notice. And inhale when you're ready. Root down to rise, reach up. Exhale. This time we can open the arms out or paint the walls in front of you. Fold. Inhale, lengthening again. Flat back, inner thighs lift. Exhale and fold. Let's go ahead from here. Bring your feet together, knees together, inner thighs hugging in together. Knees and hips, butt back. Come onto your fingertips. Hands to the heart center. Scoop that belly in and up. Couple of deep breaths here. And find your drishti or your gazing point. From there, we're going to bow forward, stay low as we float the arms up behind you and squeeze the back of those arms, squeeze those triceps. Keep hugging your inner thighs in towards each other. Bow your head. Squeeze the back of those arms. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale, hands back to the heart center. From here, sit way down. Bring the bottom down slowly. You can open the knees apart if you need to sit. We're going to come right back onto our bottoms here. And let's lift the shin bones, shins parallel to the earth in a half Navasana, Ardha Navasana, or half boat pose. We want to feel that scooping and lifting action happening here, way deep and low down in your core. And also feel the rest of your core like you've got a corset on, because your core wraps around your whole torso, lifting up through the heart center. Hold the legs here. If you want a little more, you can let go. Spread through your toes. Deep breaths. If you want more still, we inhale, extend and lengthen. Use your core. Exhale, thighs towards your chest. Scoop in and up. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Use your core. Really hugging, squeezing them in. Hugging in one more time. Inhale. And then exhale. Relax all the way down. Release. Couple breaths here. We're going to walk your feet back up onto your mat here. So the knees are pointing up to the ceiling, toes slightly angled in again. Pressing into all parts of the feet. It's going to root down into the feet to lift the hips. Inhaling up. Exhaling, hover down. Inhale, press into the feet, lift. And exhale, lower down. Inhale, press to the feet here. And then just to feel the difference, we're going to keep your toes pointing forward and then just slightly bring the knees out away from each other. So we're externally rotating here. The glutes are working even more. And then we bring the hips, the knees back to center. So pointing straight forward once again. Inhale, knees slightly out to the sides, just slightly, and then exhale, hug in like a mini thigh master. Inhale, slightly out. Exhale, hugging in. You also want to feel that there's a deep scooping action. Inhale, out. Scooping action in your low belly and your core. Hugging in. Inhale, out. Exhale, hugging in. So it's not a big movement here. Inhale, just a slight external rotation of the hips and then back to center. One last time. Out. Feel your core lifting in and upward and back to center. So toes and knees are pointing straight forward and then slowly lower down. So hopefully there you felt your glutes a bit and your inner thighs a bit. Hamstrings as well. Breathe. I'm going to take that once again, but this time interlacing the fingers underneath the body. We inhale, press up, interlace your fingers, roll the shoulders back all the way underneath you one at a time. And make sure the back of the neck is comfortable here. Again, we're going to just lift only as high as where you can feel your glutes, your hamstrings, and your inner thighs engaged. Deep cleansing breaths into your belly. So we're not lifting so high that you're pinching the low back, but just to where we can really feel the legs and hips working. And you can really feel that belly inflate like a big balloon. And the inhale's pushing the belly button towards the sky. And then as we exhale, we draw that navel in and up towards your spine. Inhaling again. Exhaling. One more time. So we exhale, we're going to slowly sit back down on the hands, so keeping the shoulders rolled under. Stretching through the upper ribs, and massaging the fingers and the wrists a little bit. We're going to go right back into this. We're going to press into all parts of the feet again, lift and raise the hips. Interlace the opposite forefinger and thumb on top. And then come right back to your deep breathing practice here, your deep belly breathing. So with each inhale, we're squeezing those shoulders back and pressing the belly towards the ceiling. Exhaling, drawing navel to spine. Inhaling, cleansing breath. If you feel your neck or shoulders getting tense here, try to consciously relax them or reposition and release. One more time. Full inflation, and then exhale, slowly sit down onto your hands, keeping those shoulders rolled under still. And then release your shoulders. Now let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides, and Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a couple breaths here. Turn your head slowly side to side, again, releasing the neck. However feels good for you. Let's go ahead from here and fold the legs in towards each other. We're going to place the right foot over top of the left thigh here, flexing the toes and ankles back towards you, interlacing the fingers either underneath your left thigh, so threading the needle, or we can interlace the fingers over top of the knee, depending on what feels best for your body today. The first option is going to be your most accessible. Flex that right ankle a lot to protect your right knee. And then gently, slowly sway from side to side, if you like here. Rocking gently. Again, keeping that right ankle flexed a lot. And once again here, whenever you're ready to, once you find center, we're going to gently press the thighs and the hips, and especially your right knee, away from your body. Feel the sides of your body grow even longer here. And let your chin, actually your nose, kind of point up towards the ceiling. So relax the back of your neck. We open the throat a little bit. We're not lifting the chin up, but just bringing our neck into a neutral position with that natural curve at the back of the neck. Helping to encourage the natural curves of the rest of the spine as you do this. And still pressing the hips and thighs down away from your shoulders. Another deep breath here. As you exhale, we're going to slowly release the legs over to your left side. So keep it in that figure four. Go all the way over to your left side and open up your right arm, turning your gaze over the right shoulder. You can hug that right thigh in towards you if that feels good. So even as you're hugging the thigh in towards the chest, you're still actively pressing the hips down away from your shoulders, and you should feel a nice deep stretch in your glutes there. So these are all kind of little tricks to keep your body aligned so that you get most out of the stretch and you're not compensating anywhere else in the body, because our bodies really are clever about going the easiest path, but it may not be the safest path. They're like natural lazy machines here. Well, it's when we bring the mind and body together, that consciousness and awareness, that we again get the most out of our being, our whole being, our minds and our bodies. And they're no longer lazy but efficient. and even sometimes magical. That's the fun part. From there, we're going to stretch your right leg out away from you a little bit, maybe even holding onto the outer edge of the foot or just holding underneath the calves in a way that feels good for you again, so we can feel that stretch go all the way down the leg, outer thigh and outer calves. Again, still with the intent to press the hips down away from shoulders. Feel that deep stretch in the glutes and the outer leg. We're going to go ahead and let that leg fold down and come back into center. And maybe just give yourself a nice little hug here, wrap the arms around the legs. And then feel the whole length of your spine, pressing your tailbone and the back of your neck towards the ground. They may not be touching the ground, but it's with that intention. Feel the length of the spine. As you come back into center. And then let's go ahead and place the left foot over top of the right thigh when you're ready, flexing that left ankle a lot. Interlacing underneath, again, the right thigh or over top of the knee. And we'll gently, keeping that foot flexed, we'll gently rock this side to side, massaging, stretching that outer hip and the glutes. And back to your breath. Reconnecting to that space and freedom and nourishment, and healing and abundance that is available through this connection to breath, to earth, to all the elements. To the heart and soul, the breath and spirit. We come back through center whenever you're ready and pressing the hips and thighs again down away from the shoulders. Feel the sides of your body growing longer. One more deep breath here. Empty everything slowly and completely out. And then take this figure four over to your right side. Open up your left arm, turning the gaze. Turn your head over your left shoulder, release the neck. And then again, we can hug the thigh in towards your chest. At the same time that we're hugging the thigh in, we're pressing the hips down away from the shoulders. So you feel this almost a hugging of your midline, the core, as you press against that sort of a resistance, pushing and pulling, keeping the body aligned, the spine and the hips. One more breath here. And then again, as we exhale, we can extend that left leg out, holding the outer edge of the foot, big toe or underneath the calves here. And again, as we try to bring the foot ever closer towards your head, we're pressing the hips down away from you, ever away. Feel again the spine neutralize and the hips square off. Another deep breath here. Nice cleansing exhale out. When you're ready, releasing that left leg and then bring it back in. Hugging into your chest. Wrap the arms around, tuck the chin. Feel the length of your spine. Whenever you're ready, feet wide apart as the mat and windshield wipe your knees. Release those hip flexors. And then let's go ahead and roll over here to push ourselves up. And we're going to place the therapy balls back into our tote here. Oh, we didn't do the, let's do the top of the shoulders a little bit, okay? So actually we're going to keep them outside of the tote. So we're going to take your block so that it's flat and wide under your sacrum. So lying back onto your back, feet hip distance. We're going to lift the hips to place that block flat and wide underneath the sacrum. And take your therapy balls, make sure all of your hair is away from them. Place them right on top of your shoulders and then roll them just about 1.5 inches underneath that upper edge of your shoulders. And then slowly move your upper body in a side to side fashion without twisting or turning. So we're just leaning the upper body from side to side. So scrolling across that upper edge. And you can always reposition those therapy balls to get right into that upper edge here, however feels best for you. You can even try doing like a little shoulder circle, bringing the shoulders up by your ears and down while those therapy balls are under there. That's quite intense. So again, just kind of find what feels good for you. Maybe it's just that side to side motion. Or maybe for you, it's just slowly kind of waving your arms around in all different directions. Letting your arms and elbows and wrists be soft, moving like seaweed in the ocean, just really flowy and not much structure here. It's just kind of like blowing around, but moving in a way that feels good for your shoulders. So find a pattern or a movement. This is your pin and stretch technique. So you're basically pinning the therapy balls down in whatever place feels good, and then stretching your joint. So in this case, our shoulders, we're stretching them in all different directions, but just slowly and smoothly. It's exploring. And you can also kind of let your upper body sway a little bit from side to side as you do this. That's going to, again, add a little bit more intensity and pressure. Start to move your upper body with your arms, or maybe you're just moving your upper body and not so much the arms. Find what feels good. You can kind of do like a chug with your upper body, side to side. All right, once you've had enough fun there, you can go ahead and lift the hips, pressing down through the feet and remove that block. And then now you can roll over onto your side if you like to sit up to place your therapy balls in your tote. We're going to cinch up that tote so it's nice and taut. And then once again, we'll lay back on our back, have a block also nearby. So we're going to place that block flat and wide again at the back of your head here, or underneath your head, so that the long edge of the block is touching the back of your neck and the back of your head's resting on the flat part. And kind of wiggle your sits bones apart again, pulling the flesh out from underneath. Place your therapy balls so that they're wide, one ball on either side of your neck here, but at the base of your skull, where your neck and skull meet, at the occiput, those pressure points there. We're going to slowly just rest back onto them, find a comfortable place again that is comfortable for your head and neck. And then feel free to rest and compress here as long as you like, deep cleansing breaths. Or if you like to slowly turn your head to one side, so increasing the pressure on that one side. And then very slowly turning your head to the other side. Let your head be heavy though. So there's no holding of the muscles in your neck. We're just letting the head rest heavily into the therapy balls. And then back through center. So again, feel free to go side to side at your own pace, nice and slowly. Or you could also bring your chin and nose up towards the ceiling and back in towards the throat, scrolling a little bit up and down that area. But make sure that you're never straining your neck to do any of these movements. Just going only as far as feels good and manageable. I like to also do sort of like a rainbow arc from one side to the other. If you think of moving your nose in a rainbow-like shape. And then whenever you've done both sides equally, we can come back to center and take a few breaths here again. Maybe sighing out through your mouth. So again, let it out audibly. It'll be a nice cathartic release. One more time. Breathing deeply here. You can slowly remove the therapy balls and your block out from underneath you. Place those behind you or wherever feels good. And slide your hands into your lower back here again. Just going to wiggle your sits bones apart once more. Create that nice little space between your low back and the mat. And then stretch your legs out into Shavasana, corpse pose. Arms down by your sides, a couple of feet away from the body. Or you can also rest them on yourself and allow yourself to wiggle out whatever you need to. Release your neck. Whatever you need to do to make yourself warm and comfortable here. Comfortable as possible. Like your next few breaths, just allowing yourself to let go of your practice, let go of any judgments or expectations. And start to feel your hips and your shoulders go a little heavier, releasing arms and legs however they need to. Feel the weight of your head grow heavy, the eyelids growing heavier. Allowing your eyes to sink back into the back of the skull. And feel your arms and legs grow even heavier. And your chest is light, each breath rising and falling effortlessly and fully. And gradually settling into stillness, settling into an energy of gratitude. Into an energy of knowing and understanding, compassion for what is, trusting that all is well and everything is on its way. Trusting in your heart and soul. what it needs, what's important. Trusting in this breath or spirit, allowing it to guide us to our true nature, our true being, our true self. And just be. Take a couple of slow, deep breaths. And please feel free to stay here in stillness and meditation as long as you wish. Or perhaps gently begin to awaken the fingertips and toes. And slowly walking the feet back up towards you. Rolling onto your left side into a fetal position. Left arm as a pillow under your head. And take a couple of slow, deep breaths here. In this safe and supported and held place, this symbolic rebirth. Coming back to that place and remembering everything we need, we already have. And carrying that with you as you take your next deep exhale, pressing into your right palm to rise. And then we'll go ahead and keep our eyes closed and gaze inward as we find a nice tall and comfortable seated posture. Maybe resting our hands onto thighs or knees and slightly, just ever so slightly leaning back, feel our shoulders stack above the hips, opening the heart space, aligning the spine and the chakras or energy channels and energy centers. And just notice what you feel here as you breathe. Bringing our inner gaze and our inner awareness to that point between the brows or the third eye, the spiritual eye. Connecting to your intuition. Keeping the eyes closed and our gaze inward, we'll draw the hands together at your heart center in Anjali Mudra, our prayer. Lifting the heart slightly up towards the hands as we bow the head in towards the heart. Take a couple of deep cleansing and nourishing breaths here. And just observing our body's natural capacity to rebalance and reharmonize, to equalize, sealing our practice and our intentions with gratitude, bowing humbly to the light and the teacher that dwells within each and every one. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.